In this video, I show the whole process of designing t-shirts. So I'm making art, editing it to go onto a top, and then actually getting the top made and trying on the tops. This is part of my shop update, which is now available. So I've got lots of new products, prints, stickers, notepads, washi tape, and now tops. So you can find that in the description, and let's get on with the video. Hello, welcome back to another video. I have been working on a shop update for what seems like forever at this point. I think it's been around 2 months I've been working on it. I've been doing the art for it, and then you've got to order all the products and do all the listings, and there's so many steps. Anyway, the cherry on the top of the cake of this shop update will be a tops t-shirt. So I want to start getting into things people can wear, and I've been wanting to do this for ages. Just been like, I want to branch out products for a while. I mean, I've been doing my shop now at this point 4-5 years. For quite a few years it was just prints, and then I slowly introduced stickers, washi tape, and now in this shop update I'm introducing notepads, and I want to branch out even more to different types of products. I've been doing loads of research into kind of print on demand companies, and I couldn't believe it when I had an email from Printful asking if they could sponsor a video, and I was like, yes, you certainly can, because I've literally been researching you for quite a while, and from my research they seemed like a really good company to go with in terms of who to use for print on demand. And I'm very picky when it comes to sponsors on this channel. Most of my videos don't have any sponsors, and that's mainly because I turn 90% of them down. I only really want to do them if it's something I'm genuinely interested in, and something which I think you guys would be interested in. So how does it all work? I have been looking into potentially making tops myself, and quickly came to the realization that it's just right now just not really possible. It's too expensive, and there's just so much risk involved, because not only do you have to spend a bunch of money on different tops, you also have to spend a bunch of money on all the different sizes: small, medium, large, extra large, so on and so forth. And that's a lot of money to spend on something that might not even sell, because you just don't know what sizes are going to be popular, and it could just be a lot of wasted money and a lot of wasted material, basically, because you buy stuff and no one wants it. So how print on demand works is you buy the top from me, I take a little bit of profit, and then I take the rest of that money to buy the product from Printful. They make it, they send it off. So it's extremely low risk. There's literally no risk for me. It only sells, no, they only make it if it's been bought. So there's also no waste as well. It just seems a very friendly way for a small business to test out different products, and just gives them a chance to make products that without them would just be impossibly expensive to try and make yourself, because I have a very small business. So let's talk designs. I have 2 ideas in mind. I don't have time to make any new art. Life is very busy at the moment, and I've still got work to do on the shop update. So the thought of trying to somehow squeeze in a new piece of art for a top design is I don't have the time. Plus, I already have loads of really nice art to choose from that I've made quite recently. The first one is the bird piece, which I made. I showed myself making it in the last video. And it's also going to be a print in this new shop update. So it's nice that everything kind of matches, and there's loads of stickers as well. So you could, if you wanted to, you could buy the print, the stickers, and the top, and it all matches. So that's idea number 1. I don't know if I'm going to keep it as just the full design, or have just a few birds on a plain background. I need to decide that today, basically. And then the other idea is a piece of art which I finished just a few weeks ago, and it's here, still living on my desk, which I made for the Patreon print, which I think probably by the time this video goes out, that Patreon print will have gone. But my idea is maybe take I don't know if I'll just keep the whole design or just some of the fish and arrange them in a nice way on the top. But my thinking is, with tops, you want a design which has mainly a plain background. I couldn't put, I suppose I could, but it would look a bit weird, just like a landscape on a top. I want to pick something which already has kind of a lot of white space around it, like these autumn illustrations I made last year. Those kind of pieces I think will work better, much better than something which has a border around it and it's a full illustration. the look and printful figuring out like what top do I actually want to use, because when you go on there and you search like all the different products they have, there's so many tops to choose from. How do I know which top is the top for me? I'm so picky when it comes to clothes, I'm not gonna lie. If a top itches me once, that's like, no, I'm not wearing that top again. I'm so picky with fabric and I very easily find fabric itchy. Yeah, it's quite annoying. It used to really annoy my mum growing up because it just was impossible to buy me stuff because it's like, no, it's itching me. And it's just, to a person who wasn't affected by itch, they'd just think it was a perfectly comfortable top. To me, no, there's that one piece of string that touched me once, I'm not wearing that top again. So with all that being said, I want the top to be comfortable, and if it's comfortable for me and it gets the Emily approval, I imagine it will get the approval from most other people. I did a bunch of research into different tops, and the one I think I've landed on is the one, it's called Comfort Colours. And when I say I did research, basically I just looked at other small businesses. I stalked them and I tried to figure out which tops they used, and I watched a lot of Catnip. If you know who she is, like, if you're watching me, I assume you also know who Catnip is. I zoomed in on her website and I saw that she was also using Comfort Colours, so I'm like, well, if Catnip's using it, I'll use it. I also did other research outside of that, but that's the one I'm going to go for. It is a little bit more expensive than the other tops, but I'd rather have a higher quality top at a little bit more of an expensive price than something that's not as good at a lower price. I imagine whilst I was talking about all that, because that might not have been the most interesting to just listen to while staring at my face, I have been showing art footage of the pieces of art being made. The fish footage was just a few clips I stole from a Patreon video. There was a whole like 30-minute video on Patreon about how I made that fish piece and loads of sketching and prep work, and then the bird footage was stolen a little bit from the last video I made. Anyway, now I need to actually make these top designs, figure out what size Photoshop file I need to use and place them in a way which I like. I'm going to try and come up with a few different ideas, a few different placements, and then I might ask on Patreon and do a poll, see what people like the look of. So I will do that now. I might screen record it or I might not, it might just be really boring. If I did screen record it, here it is on screen now, whatever I ended up doing. Another thing I need to figure out is where the design's going to go, because my favourite types of tops are ones where the main design is on the back of the top, and then the front of the top just has like a cute little thing on the front. So the front's mainly plain with just a little thing. That's my personal taste. I know that might not be everyone's taste. I imagine most people would prefer just a piece of art on the front. But I was just looking through my wardrobe, doing a bit of research. What tops do I actually buy? And one of my favourite tops at the moment is this frog one. Frog on the front, one single frog on the front, and then a whole bunch of frogs on the back. And while I don't really see the back of the top, obviously when I'm wearing it, other people do, and I kind of like that there's a nice surprise on the back of the top. I just think they're nice. So I also need to do a poll, figure out whether people would prefer the front or the back. Once I've done the designs, do some polls, and then I will get back to you with some information. Okay, so it's been a few hours since we last spoke. I've done the designs, I've made these two pictures, posted them to Patreon with the different designs, the two different bird options, and then the fish design. So I'm going to just ask what people like, mainly asking to figure out if people want the birds with the branches or the birds on their own. I'm trying to hold this up, but it hurts my arm. I don't know how people do it. This is a bit of an awkward angle. I posted those designs to Patreon, and they've been up for a while. Let's see the results. I mean, I've already looked at them. I'm just going to tell them to you. So the fish design got 38%, then the birds with branches got 45%, and then the birds without branches got 17%, which is good to know. So basically, birds without branches, it's been cut. We're going to keep the branches, and I think that's kind of what I was hoping for as well. So good result. Then I also asked if people prefer the front or the back of the tops. I feel like I'm so hunched right now. If I just lower my chair, oh gosh, I'm so low. And then I also asked if people prefer the front or the back. So I asked just the front, just the back, and then front and back. Just the front got 39%, just the back got 7%, and then the front and back got 54%. So I'm going to do the front and back designs, but then I think I'm also just going to offer purely a front option because it is an upcharge to print double-sided, so it'll make the tops more expensive. So I will also give people an option to have a slightly cheaper top which just has only the front printed. I think that'd be a good way to go. Right, I'm done for the day. I have been working on these tops for quite a while. I will come back on another day and I'm going to actually figure out how to do the rest of it. How to put the design on the top, how to get the tops made, how to then put the listings onto my own website and figure out how it actually all works. A task for another day. I will return once I figured it all out, and then I'll explain what I did once it's all done, because I don't want to try and figure it out and film it at the same time. I tell you what, I'll pop up on screen now whatever I ended up doing for the finished tops. That is here, and I reckon, how am I going to do this video? The next shots, the next bits you'll see will be me showing you how I dealt with putting things onto my website and how things actually work, and then I'm going to order them. And because I don't want to sell anything to you guys without having physically seen the product myself, so I'm going to order the finished tops, wait for them to arrive, show you guys the finished tops so you can obviously see the quality. Well, I was going to say for yourself, but it's still through a screen, but at least I've seen it. Hello, my face is going to be in the corner of the screen for a little bit. I wanted to show you how it's looking on the website. So this is what Printful looks like. So you can see all the products here that I've done. Currently I've just done the back design tops. Eventually I will do the front ones as well. And then it was super easy to sync it up with my website. Currently I've just got it connected to my Squarespace website. You can see there, that's connected. But then if I wanted to connect it to Etsy, which I don't know if I'm going to connect it to Etsy in the end, because I'm kind of trying to move everything over to my own website. So I'm hoping by having the tops just on my website, it will encourage people to buy from my Squarespace as opposed to my Etsy, because Etsy takes a big old chunk of profits. But there, it would be super easy to connect it. It tells you exactly how to do it here. It was honestly couldn't have been more simple to connect it. And then once it's connected, I can, like, the products automatically kind of go in where they're supposed to go, if that makes sense. So this is what my shop currently looks like on my website. This is my website. If you press shop, currently it takes you to Etsy. I've not yet changed it. Eventually, once you press shop, it will take you to my actual shop, and I will have a little tops tab here, along this little bar, and then if you scroll all the way to the bottom, here they are right at the bottom, being modelled by this random man. This is something that they also do on Printful. It's really easy to do. They just quickly generate a bunch of different mocks and you can select which ones you want to include in the listing. Eventually I will swap these with pictures of me wearing the tops, because I've ordered the tops and they have arrived. So I just need to do a photo shoot of me wearing them and they will go here instead. I might keep some of these pictures, but I want to have the main pictures at the front be the ones of me wearing it, and then I can take actual like up close pictures of the top. And this price will change as well. I'm not sure on the end price. I think it'll be more like £30 for the front and back printed tops, and then cheaper for the one that's just single printed, because that's obviously cheaper for them to make. So how it works is you select the size, you buy it, it goes to the cart, and then what I do once the money's come through, once someone's bought the top on my website, it's then my job to go over to Printful and I can see all the orders that come through here. So when someone buys on Squarespace, I see it on Printful. So that was my order there that I placed the other day, and then I have to kind of buy the top on here, and then they make it. I can see it once it's been made, I can see once it's been delivered, and yeah, it's just really easy. really super simple and easy. I've still got a few things to figure out with like the final price because I need to take into account postage and all that stuff. So that's kind of how it works. A very quick explanation of how it works, and now let's have a look at the finished tops. I have already tried them on and opened them, and yeah, I really like them, so I'm going to show you them now. Okay, here are the finished tops, and at the time of this video coming out, these should be available on my shop as well as all the other items from my shop update, loads of new washi tapes and stickers and prints and notepads. So if that's something you're interested in, it will be linked in the description. And yeah, I'm just really excited about these. I think they're super nice quality, the fabric is soft, not too thick, not too thin, and it's just like the perfect cream as well. I went for ivory, is what it's called, the colour, and it just is like the perfect cream colour in my opinion. And yeah, the prints just look so nice. Here I'm wearing a medium top. I went for the medium size. I probably could have gotten away with a small as well. It's just I like things a little bit looser on me, a looser fit. I am 5'8" for, if anyone's curious for context. And then I also had Oscar wear it as well, my boyfriend, and it fit him quite nicely as well. He is 6'1". He probably could have gotten away with a large, to be honest, but the medium one did fit him as well. And yeah, that's the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed seeing like a bit of the behind the scenes of what goes into making these tops. I'm not entirely sure what the end price will be right now because I still need to do a bit of like figuring out how much all the postage costs, and then that needs to get factored into the price, and then I need to figure out how much of a profit I want to make from these tops. But I imagine it'll be around about like £30ish for a top, and then the single-sided printing, because I'm going to make these available as having the main design on the front and then nothing on the back as well. Those will be cheaper, so there will be two top options: the double-sided printing like I'm wearing now, and then the single-sided, which will be the main design on the front, which will be a few pounds cheaper because it will obviously be cheaper for me to buy and for them to make. So I hope you like the look of these tops, and yeah, linked in the description. And thanks again to Printful for sponsoring this video, because it kind of gave me the push to go ahead and, you know, actually make these tops and bring them to life. And that's all from me. I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you soon. Bye.